Right, I apologise for that. So, I mean, it's a decent stopping point, actually, at the end of part 1, is to stop right as soon as we connected Homer to Juba, but yeah, I don't know what happened there. Welcome to part 2 of Rhodes Unfinished. At the end of part 1, the reason for the abrupt ending is basically my game just didn't crash, but it kind of went minimised to desktop, and then that stopped the recording, and it seems fine now. But I've saved the game and the recording is fine, so it should all be fine. But yeah, so 1911, April, we've connected Dodoma to Juba. So basically, as long as we don't get sacked, which I can't see that happening, we've got bronze. Silver, we need a company book value of 20 million or more. Gold, we need a company book value of 35 million or more. And also connect to Nairobi. So we're not out of the woods yet. We do have bronze, yes. But gold is still going to be quite difficult to do. Because getting to Nairobi isn't going to be that easy. And like I said, we kind of got two ways of doing it. We either go sort of Heneti over to Zanzibar and then take a diversion from Mubwewe to Tanga, Mombasa, and then over to Nairobi this way. Or we go from Soroti to Kisumu and then try and somehow go through the Rift Valley up to Nairobi, which is not going to be easy and might require a lot of bridges and tunnels. But anyway, so did I build a train? I did build a train from Nimule to Kampala. Soroti is going to need to be a large station, I can tell, and unfortunately I don't have enough room to build such an upgrade. Soroti to Nimule, or actually Soroti to Juba would be profitable. Juba itself to Soroti or Kampala. So we'll do Juba to Soroti, and we'll do Soroti to Juba, and then we'll also maybe do Kampala to Juba, or is that too far? Well, there's plenty of cargo we could deliver. So we'll do that. We'll do Kampala to Juba. And I don't think Juba to Kampala will be worth doing as well, because I don't think there's enough cargo in Juba right now. Well, there is actually quite a bit, so yeah, we'll do Juba to Kampala. Yeah, there you go. Right. Belgian Congo, which we don't have access to. There are actually some fairly profitable cities there, like Mombasa. Although at this very moment, there's not really much point going there. I think we need to concentrate on getting over to Zanzibar and Tanga and then working our way up into Kenya. Possibly refinance some, probably refinance some of these bonds, but it's also questionable how much point there is doing that. And I don't think electric track is worth it right now because the only train available is the 2D2, and to be honest, yes, it's good, but it doesn't justify the costs involved with electrifying the track. Well, it's only 3 million to electrify all the tracks, so it's not as expensive as I thought it would be. Getting to Kibaya is going to be a bit of a pain. build some winding track, I can maybe get away with 3% gradient. Well, I suppose 4% isn't too bad either. But yeah, we've managed to make maximum 4%. I am actually enjoying this scenario. It's actually a very fun scenario. I'd say it's probably about the right level of difficulty, because you can make a fortune, but your job is still quite difficult. How do I... I was going to say, where do I build this? Maintenance and service. I don't want to build it too... Ooh, okay, that's created a bit of a slope, that's a bit annoying. Did I build 2 post offices there? Oh no, I only built 1, okay. That's actually kind of made it a bit worse. Yeah, that's okay. Service towers don't seem to affect the gradient, but maintenance facilities do. And I think it's just because they're bigger and they're more square. Right, we made it to Kibaya. Out of interest, how's that bauxite mine doing? It's not really doing much, to be honest. So Heneti is still fairly pointless. Although we could do a short train from Heneti to Dodoma. Kinyika needs a large station. Ah! Now this is interesting. The Class S has become available. Which is cheap to buy and cheap to maintain. It's not as good stats-wise as the G4, but it is fast. So we probably want to upgrade some of our trains to Class S's. Especially for like longer journeys. It's also very reliable. And it is acceptable for passengers. So yeah, Kampala to Nagara, you can be our first Class S. It doesn't actually sound how I thought it would sound. I thought it would be more like a sort of but it's actually more just like a short whistle. But anyway, the Class S is, I think it's a, in reality, I think it's like a 1920s Soviet loco. It is a mod, like user-generated content. It looks like it's a... I mean, it's hard to tell because it's nighttime and the lights are all on. It looks like a 462 maybe. Right, Kibaya is not terribly successful right now. But we could do Kibaya to Dodoma. And I think Heneti to Dodoma just with a simple train could be quite... well, it won't make a lot of money, but we could just do a G4. Actually, Class S from Kibaya to Dodoma. And then a G4 Heneti to Dodoma. And I don't really expect these to make much money, but anything they do make is a bonus, I suppose. Right, we've probably got enough money to make it over to Kibarashi. Seems like a constant 3% gradient is fairly inevitable here. Which is okay, I suppose. Unless we do something like this. Yeah. It's actually a steeper gradient, but coming in it's a bit better, and it possibly gives me a better line coming out. Yeah, unfortunately it's just going... It's just on a constant slope. It's like a constant incline here. That's not too bad, actually. I've said it before, but you can do quite a lot in this game if you know how to sort of manipulate the track and everything. You can actually get track to be quite a bit flatter than you think you're going to be able to. So we've made it to Mubwewe and Kibarashi. Kibarashi is going to need a large station. Yeah, that track's actually pretty nice, looking at it. And then Mubwewe. So our company book value now is just under 9 million. Yeah, the objectives are really straightforward actually. It's just connect Dodoma to Juba and Nairobi and have 35 million in book value. There's 3 objectives. So you can actually summarise it all in 3 sentences. Juba, I forgot to build maintenance and service, so tracks run out of, or the trainers run out of water. But in actual fact, I can actually just upgrade that to a Class S, and that alleviates that issue. Stock's going to split, which is really good. So I don't know how many shares we started with, but there's now 170,000 shares outstanding in the company. And even though we don't actually care about net worth, our net worth is just hit 1 million. Because we've got 14,000 shares in our company and they're pretty profitable. Not bad going considering we're not even in an economic boom. Right, so Mubwewe. I have no idea how you pronounce that. Mubwewe. Nobody wants to go to or from Mubwewe, and there's not really a lot of there's no cargo in the town. Kibarashi. To Kibaya, there are some passengers that we could deliver. So we could do a short train between those 2 cities. It's made my track a bit worse. Ooh, that's pretty nasty actually now. Yeah, that's actually kind of ruined my track slightly. Good grief, this is awful. I've just completely ruined this bit of track that was actually really nice. We're going to have to fix this when we get a bit of money. In actual fact, I'm just going to load the autosave. That is simpler. And then it's like, that never happened. So that train that had run out of water is still a Class S, that's fine. We're still in where. And we've used 10 years out of our allotted 26, which is good. Yeah, I need to build a service or maintenance facility. I'll build it like that, and then that doesn't damage the track. So yeah, I was going to do Kibaya to Kibarashi, which can be a I guess it can just be a G4. With a dining car. And then next destination is probably going to be Tanga, because getting to Zanzibar is going to be a bit expensive right now. Tanga does have a port which demands quite a bit, but it doesn't actually produce anything. And there's also an oil refinery, but there's not really any oil nearby. So I don't think this route will be as profitable, but it's just a simpler way of getting to Nairobi, maybe? Okay, the BE57 has become available. It's pretty okay on slopes, cheap to buy, although expensive to maintain, good fuel economy, poor acceleration, outstanding reliability, and it's actually acceptable for passengers. Compared to the 2D2, it is actually slower. But it's better for passengers, and it is outstanding reliability. Same fuel economy, same acceleration. Electric trains are actually, you know, if you can afford them, they're pretty good, even in this early period. Right, well, we've got enough to connect over to Tanga, so let's do that. There are other cities I want to connect to besides the ones that I have to get to on the way to Nairobi. Because like I said, I think Mbarara, Masindi, I mean, Maridi could even be worth connecting to if there's anything over there. So, you know, yes, I'm not going to connect every city on the map, but I want to connect to quite a lot of cities if possible. Anyway, we've made it to Tanga, which will need a large station. And speaking of stations, Kinyika was going to be a large station. Yep. This doesn't actually cover that meat plant over there. I don't think I actually ended up doing Kinyika Tabora. Could that be profitable? There was a bit of furniture, interestingly, in Tabora. Did I do Tabora Dodoma? I did, okay. So that could end up being a Class S, because that's quite a long way. I think the Class S is probably better over long distances, although it's not good for fuel economy. It does have worse acceleration. Oh, well, it's got average fuel economy. It's not actually that. Yeah, I mean, it's only one less fuel economy and acceleration, but it's got it's got more reliability, and it is faster on flat land, on flat terrain. So for long flat terrain, it is probably better. Tanga, unfortunately, it's quite far from anywhere, but Tanga to Kibarashi. Unfortunately, again, there are some slopes that will slow us down. Class S is probably not as good on the slopes as the G4, but we'll run a Class S anyway. I think we'll put a dining car on the train. I think I already, yeah, I must have issued stock already for this year. And then next destination is Mombasa, and I did not buy into Kenya, which I will do now. So next destination is Mombasa, and we can do Tanga Mombasa. Economic boom times ahead, that's very good. Oh, we can issue stock. Brilliant. So now we can get into Mombasa. There's a hill there. And then we might as well go to Malindi as well, while we can. Ooh. That's better. Large station is not really needed, so we'll do a medium station for now. Mombasa will need a large station, like that. And then Mombasa to Tanga. How's the gradient? Mostly okay. It's only a short way. Yeah, we'll do a Class S anyway. Mombasa Tanga. And that needs a water tower, or a service tower. And then when we get a bit of money, we can do Malindi to Mombasa, which will be a G4, because that's only a short journey and didn't make as much money that time around. Expenses quite high. Salary remains at 50,000. It's fine. But yeah, we'll do a G4 between Melinda and Mombasa. That's delivering a load of alcohol and coffee. And we need a water service tower. Or it's actually flattened the track out a bit, which is very useful. So, unfortunately, Kenya's bloody big in this map, and it's oh, military depot has appeared for the first time near Mambasa. Oh, Mambasa, not Mombasa. So Mambasa is in Belgian Congo. And that was actually a city I was actually wanting to connect to, but it's right in the middle of nowhere. And there's a lot of trees and everything nearby. Oh, when I talked about connecting up to Kabale, I didn't actually realise it's on top of a mountain. So, we're still need another 20 million in book value, but we could probably have enough money to get to Nairobi right now. Nairobi. From Nairobi, we would go probably Embu, and then connect all these cities up. Like I said, the other alternative is that you go to Kisumu through the Rift Valley, but that would be expensive, and yeah, that would require either a very steep track or some kind of tunnels and bridge system. So I think you're better off going Nairobi, Embu, etc. But unfortunately, I mean, it is actually flat around here, but the next city would probably be Kakia. So let's see if we can't do that. So Kakia can get away with a medium station for now, or we build a large, but I think we'll build a medium for now. And then Kakia, no passengers or mail. Well, nothing wants to go to the city. But we can do Kakia to Malindi. And that would be a Class S. Yeah, I'll put a car on, why not? And then, if I've got enough money, I can do Kakia to Embu. Although there's a big old slope around here. I'm not sure how I'm going to bypass that. I suppose a 4% gradient's okay. 5%, yeah, maybe. If it's inevitable, it's inevitable. Because I don't think there'll be that many trains actually going here, to be honest. Because it is quite out in the middle of nowhere, unfortunately. Whilst Nairobi is probably quite sizable, and we're out of money anyway. So far this track is okay. I don't think I can issue stock, I think I've already done it this year. Yeah. Right, so we made it to Embu, although there's not really anything here. I had a load of money just then, and then it's disappeared. Oh, we got a new train, or new speed record. Speed record with an average of 33 miles an hour, the Malindi Flyer. Which is a Class S going from Kakia to Malindi. It's the one I just built. So Embu, we can get away with a medium. Yeah, probably get away with a medium station. There's not a great deal of cargo over here. So we'll do Embu to Kakia. gradient's not too bad, actually, to be fair, all things considered, and we are almost at Nairobi. Although we still need another 20 million in company book value, which we should do, because we've still got another 15 years. And I think company cash doesn't count towards book value. At least it should do. So yeah, these trains won't be terribly profitable, but... Is there a way to figure out... Yeah, balance sheet, there you go, book value. Yeah, so our book value right now is... It's 15.4 million, but on this it's saying it's 15.6 million, so... If you add up those numbers, that's like just over 3 million. So it's like 19 million plus about another 7 million, so it's about 26 million. Yeah. So yeah, it does take into account cash. What's holding us back is the fact we've got 10 million in bonds. And actually, whilst we're in economic boom, it would make sense to refinance these bonds. Oh, we've got another 40 mile an hour this time. The Kakya rockets. Going from Embu to Kakya. I can't actually pay these off just yet. Right. So if we pay off this one... Yeah, so we can replace them with 7%ers, so it makes sense to do that. Or 6%ers even. Need a bit more money though. So I realise that this doesn't actually help the company book value issue, but it does make sense to do it because it increases the, or rather decreases the interest I've got to pay. I don't know how much it's going to cost to get to Nairobi, but I reckon once we can issue some stock, we'll make it to Nairobi. And then all we have to do after that is just get a bit of company book value, which, you know, when we're getting near game end, then I can basically just keep playing the game and try and connect to cities to increase the book value. So, yes, I won't be able to connect to every city on the map, but I'll try and connect to as many cities as I can, even if it just means pausing the game right near the game end. So the Pacific has become available. Now the Pacific is cheapish to buy but expensive to maintain. Compared to the Atlantic, it's the same on passengers, not as good acceleration, but more reliable. Not as good on the hills, but very fast on the flat land. So for flat land, the Pacific, and for passengers, the Pacific is actually really good. So like this Kibaya-Kibarashi train, that seems to be mostly passengers, were it not for the gradient, that could end up being a... so that needs to be a large station. Were it not for the gradient, that could be a Pacific. And I was going to refinance some of these bonds. We're getting 5% now because we're in an economic boom with a AAA rating, so that's really good. You can't get better than 5% unless you're playing some kind of weird scenario where it allows you to get like a 4% or something, but no, 5% is really good. So there you go. I can even get rid of that one. Right, so we've basically halved the interest rate. Because it was like 11% and it's now only 5.5%. So that's really good. Once we issue stock, I reckon we can make it to Nairobi. I probably want to actually electrify some of my track, because some of these electric trains are actually really good. Because looking at like this BE57, yeah, it's not very fast, but you compare it to like the G4 and it is actually kind of better, except on the acceleration. Other than the acceleration, it's better in basically every way. The 2D2 is faster, although it's not as reliable. And it's also not as good on the hills. So the 2D2 is actually really good. Considering it's the first electric train that becomes available, it is really, really good. Do I have enough money to get to Nairobi? Possibly. But also, I'm going to save the game, and also, there's a bit of a slope coming into Nairobi, which I do want to kind of avoid. Like I said, I don't think there'll be much traffic in and out of Nairobi. It's kind of a bit too out the middle of nowhere. Unfortunately, I can't. I was kind of hoping to wind round a bit of track, because this is a nice smooth gradient, but that doesn't seem possible. Oh, hang on. No. Okay. Not like that then. Even though it's only Railroad Tycoon graphics, it is actually very pretty round here. It's got to be said. A lot of like nice looking trees and everything. But I really don't know how to get to Nairobi. Unless I can go over here, round here. Unfortunately, I think a bad gradient is kind of inevitable around here. Doesn't seem to be a way to get past that fact. Seems like a fair inevitability at this point. This is all, I mean, this is fine. This is not great. That's not great. And then this is fine, so once I make it to the top of this hill, it's okay, but kind of hoping I could build some kind of tunnel that way. Wow, okay, getting to Nairobi is going to be a lot harder than I thought. I do have tunnels and bridges on common, but it's just not offering me a tunnel, because I thought... Oh, hello. There's a tunnel there, but it's A, too expensive, and B, it's like a 4% gradient. There's a 3% gradient that way. So if I save up my money, I can get a tunnel with a 2% gradient. That would be really good. Although it's 1.3 million. Can't issue stock. Ah, now there you go. There we go. Right, where's that 2% gradient tunnel? There we go. I mean, a very annoying entrance to the tunnel, it's got to be said. Can we not do better than that? Is that really the best you've got for me? And also, is it possible to do it without a tunnel? Have I possibly just come across something that I didn't discover before? No, that's not going to work, is it? Ah, dearie me. Dearie me. That's actually not too bad, to be fair. It's like a sort of 3-4% gradient. And it saves me having to build a tunnel. Some strategically placed post offices might actually be able to flatten that out. Anyway, we've made it to Nairobi, and I will save the game. Can't actually fit the entire city in a large station, so I think we'll build it more like that. Nairobi on track. Trans-African Railway connects Dodoma to Nairobi. German Chancellery, please. What? Right, so basically all we have to do now is basically just double up, for gold, double our company book value before 1928, which should be doable, because we've still got another 13 years. So Nairobi, I mean we can do Embu Nairobi, although, yeah, the gradient's actually not too bad, to be fair. What happens if I build some strategic post offices around here? That might have made it worse. For God's sake. This game is daft. I knew the maintenance facility would make it worse, but I thought there's a chance it might just make it alright. You know what? I'm just going to leave it as it is because I think I'm just making this worse. So, I can build a service tower there. And actually, that's actually made it a bit smoother. And then I can build the maintenance facility here. That has actually made it smoother, so I'll save the game again. And then we can do Nairobi to... it's a long old way, but we could do Nairobi to Kakya. And Embu to Nairobi. So Nairobi, Kakya, and Embu, Nairobi, and they can be class S's. That's actually very profitable. Embu, Nairobi, on the other hand, yeah, some passengers, and we do have maintenance and service there. Maintenance and service there as well. Right, so basically now we are just free to build wherever we want to. I do want to connect up to Zanzibar, if possible. And how much is that going to cost? There's a rough estimate. Yeah, it's like 2 million just for the suspension bridge, so about 2.5 million in total. As a rough estimate. Did I build a train going? No, I didn't build a train going to Mubwewe. But we'll do Mubwewe to Tanga. That can be a class S. With dining car. So we will get gold. We just need another 16 million in company book value. So it's basically a sandbox at this point. Oh, Mombasa Tanga. I didn't build maintenance and service. This game's now basically just a sandbox, and I can build wherever I want. So now's the fun part, essentially. We just, yeah, play around with the game, build wherever we want to. And besides Ethiopia and Belgian Congo, we've got access to everywhere. Ethiopia, though, only actually has 2 cities, and they're really out in the middle of nowhere, so Ethiopia probably won't see any action in this map. Belgian Congo, on the other hand, has a lot of cities. Although, how useful they are, don't really know. If we stick to just German East Africa, for now, then there's still a few cities we can connect to that might be worthwhile. And Uganda as well. I was thinking of Koito, so we can do that. So Koito has been connected to. Sudan actually only has 4 cities, so we could probably end up doing every city in Sudan and every city in Uganda. Because we need Masindi, Fort Portal, Mubarara and Kambale, although Kabale is like I said, it's right on the top of the mountain. And then we'll do Masindi as well. maintenance and service everywhere. So, Koitdo to Soroti. Can be a Class S. We'll put a dining car on the train. And then Masindi to Kampala with a Class S and a dining car. And then, yes, there's only 3 cities left in Uganda to connect to. So it costs about $5.5 million to electrify the track. But if we did that, we could start running like 2D2s and BE57s. Well, it might not be worth it at this precise moment, but we'll connect up to Koga. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll try and connect up to Koga. That's actually a nice bit of track there. And then Koga, give that a large station. Koga Ilundi. It's a bit hilly actually. So Koga to... Oh wow, actually. Koga Jamkola. I was thinking Koga Tabora, but... Koga Jamkola. That's nice. And then, yeah, I keep looking at that and thinking that's flat, and then I look on close up and it's actually just a load of hills. Also, I just noticed that we are actually in the middle of World War I at this point. Not there's been any notification in the game. I think this scenario doesn't actually really have a lot of events. Other than the Zanzibar one, I think that's about it. And obviously the ones that are connecting to, like, Nairobi and Juba. Right, Mubarara. Nobody wants to go to there. There's also not a great deal of cargo there, but we can do Mubarara to Nagara via a Class S with a dining car. Still can't issue stock. A bit surprised about that. I guess it's just late in the year that it allows me. There we go. And And save the game. Yeah, so we only need another 12 million in book value. Kabali is going to be bloody difficult to get to. There really is no easy way of getting there, because whichever way you go, you have to go up a mountain, unless you go via Kigali. So Kigali's in the middle of nowhere as well. I was about to say that's a nice bit of track, and then I've run into a bit of a problem zone here now. That's actually, yeah, that's fine. A bit twisty and a bit of 5%, but it's nothing too problematic. And then that is Kigali connected up to. But then, even going from Kigali up to Kabale, two quite similar names, Kigali, Kabale. Yeah, that ain't easy either. So there's kind of no easy way of getting to Kabale, unfortunately. I mean, that's disgusting bit of track, that. But that's fine. So that's Kigali connected up to. And then Kigali, it's not really much here, although we can do Kigali Nagara, I suppose, with a Class S. Actually, how is the G4 on hills? It's yeah. Basically, on hills, the only trains that are that. Yeah, the electrics are alright on hills, but none of these trains are particularly good on hills. I mean, I would like to connect to Kabale, but it just doesn't seem possible right now. So I need about another 11.5 million book value. Let us save the game. Right, Fort Portal doesn't exactly have anything going for it, but it is the last city other than Kabale in Uganda. And I do want to kind of connect to it, if possible. Well, it's not going to be that easy. Ooh. Something flying overhead there. I can hear it, but I can't see it. It'll be a biplane, but I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. There it is. I mean, it is 1916. There you go. How cool is that? I don't think it's particularly based on any actual biplane, but it kind of looks like a Sopwith Camel. Huh. That's awesome. Anyway, Fort Portal. Has been connected to. And also, I mean, how difficult would it be to go from Fort Portal to Masindi? Probably not that bad, actually, because it looks like it's fairly flat out here. Ooh, bit of a problem there. If only the game would let me build a big bridge or something, I could just bridge over. It's not, I mean, it's not vital, but... Because I can't imagine that Masindi Fort Portal would even be that profitable, but it'd just be nice to have a little loop. It's actually kind of ruined my track doing that, but... annoyingly. Right, Fort Portal to Nsui, I suppose, and then that can just be a G4. With a dining car. So we need about another, just under 11 million. Right. Juba Meridi looks like it'll be very profitable. Economic boom fading, that's fine. So we'll try and get to Meridi. Or if I can find the town. I can hear lions and various wildlife around here, which does make sense because there's an absolute ton of trees, and we are in the, well, probably in the African rainforest or nearby. So Meridi has a load of furniture that's very demanded in, well, very much demanded. A ton of oil and diesel we can ship to Juba and Nimule. And if we were willing to do a long roll train, Meridi to Soroti and Kampala would be hugely profitable as well. Right, so we'll do... I think we could actually end up getting our first Pacific train. So we'll do Pacific to Meridi Soroti. What's the gradient like, actually? I think it's alright, you know. Yeah, the gradient's actually pretty good. Right, we'll get a Pacific then. Our first one. Meridi to Soroti. And then we'll do Meridi Kampala. And then hopefully there's still enough cargo, which there is. We'll do Meridi Juba. And there you go, that'll be enough. That's 3 Pacifics right there. Yeah, I thought Meridi would be quite profitable. What about Capoeira? That's the only other city in Sudan. in this map. It's flat round here, but actually getting to Capoetta's not too bad once you can get out of Juba. How profitable it'll be, I don't know, but... Just out of interest, we currently have just under 2,900 miles of track. We need about another 9.5 million in company book value. The economy's slowing, that's fine. Once we issue the stock at year end, we'll connect up to Capoetta. Right, save the game. So, Capoetta. There's a hill around there. So, Capoetta. That can have a medium station. And then, weirdly, there's some paper and various bits and bobs we can deliver over to Juba. And seeing as it's relatively flat, we can make that a Pacific as well. Actually, yeah, we'll just make it Class S. With a dining car. And then connect Meridi up to Arba and Obo, which requires access to the Belgian Congo. I can't imagine that real railroad companies getting access to foreign nations was as simple as, here's a load of money, let me build in your territory. Or maybe it was. Right, so Obo in the Belgian Congo has been connected. And Obo has a heck of a lot of logs, lumber, although Juba itself has lumber. Some alcohol, which unfortunately we can't really ship for a profit. Produce, which we can ship over to Nimule. So we can do Obo to Nimule. That can be a Pacific. And Abba, I can't imagine, or Arba, I can't imagine that's going to have much. Oops. So we had a pay cut, I'm not too bothered. Right, we need just under 7 million in book value, so possibly by 1920 we should have gold. Right, in terms of other expansion points, Kibondo, maybe. I don't know how deep I want to go in Belgian Congo. Although Mombasa looks like it would be a good, profitable city, but it is surrounded by trees, and so it would be very expensive to get there. It is right in the middle of nowhere. I never did get to Zanzibar, I just realised. So I did want to do that. Masabubu has a lot of cargo, so we'll connect up to there. I imagine it's paper, but it could be chemicals, or both. Oh, lots of sugar. So a distillery would do well here. Right, so we could do Masabubu to Nairobi, which is a long way with some nasty old gradients. So Masabubu. Honestly, the Pacific compared to the Class S. Class S is just cheaper, I suppose. Masabubu to Nairobi. And then Masabubu to Malindi or Mombasa. We could do both. So Masabubu to Mombasa and Masabubu Malindi? Yeah. Oh, we've had our first train crash. Kampala to Juba. Right, so we'll replace that with a Class S. Yeah, I do want to get to Zanzibar if possible. Every city on the map is just straight up not possible for this particular run. I mean, I could be really sneaky and destroy my station in Nairobi and play longer. Because at the moment, the game will just end because my company book value will be too high to be able to connect to every city on the map. But if I just straight up destroy the Nairobi station, then I won't get gold and the scenario won't end. And then all I have to do is just build in Nairobi and I'll be able to win the scenario. So I could actually do that. As silly as that is. Aha! A new locomotive has become available, the Class YE Russian Decapod. Now this is interesting, because compared to the Class S, it's more expensive to buy and maintain. The same fuel economy, the same acceleration rating, it's slightly less reliable, passengers don't like it, but it's great on hills and it's actually got a similar sort of speed once pulling a full train. Compared to the G4, it's basically better in every way, except it doesn't like passengers. But for freight, on slopes, this is actually really good. Also, Kampala to Juba. I'm going to make that into a Pacific. That can probably stay as it is. Because I kind of want to keep playing this scenario. And just connect up to random cities, because we've still got like another 10 years or so. And I'm quite enjoying myself. Mukalama to Bora. So that can be a Pacific, because we might end up with a couple of passengers on that train. Yeah. and then connect up to Chiesa. Okay, that's a nasty old gradient. Yeah, about another 4.5 million in net worth. Right, Chiesa to Mwanza. That can be a Pacific. And then we've connected up most cities in German East Africa, apart from Zanzibar, Rubeho, Moshi. That's pretty far out there. Moshi. I have to go right across the Maasai Steppe. Unless we go around here, but yeah, difficult. Oh, there's a few cities over here as well. Yeah, Kibondo, I was going to connect there, wasn't I? Okay, that's daft. The more I talk, the more I think about it, the more I actually like the idea of destroying the station in Nairobi, and then playing on until, you know, 1927 or whatever, and just build the station in Nairobi and just see how far I can get. It wouldn't even have to be a large station. If I'm actually desperate for cash, I could just build a small station in Nairobi. The only problem with that is that we would lose all train traffic to Nairobi, which I think is a few trains. So we would lose quite a bit of income, but it's not the end of the world. Also, if I didn't do it already, Nairobi Masabuga would be... Oh, that's what this train is. Right, I just built a load of track to connect to Kibondo. Kibondo has a lot of chemicals that are demanded in Soroti and Masindi, which is over there. So it looks like we're going to go over to somewhere in Uganda. So Kibondo, because it is actually relatively flat as well, which is handy. Where is Kibondo? There it is. Yeah, relatively flat. Oh, actually no, it's a bit of gradient. Tell you what, we'll use the decapod. Kibondo to Soroti. And that's making a fortune hauling chemicals. So it's a decapod, Russian decapod, so it's a 210O locomotive. Which is a pretty big bugger. Right, so we're almost at the company book value limit. Unfortunately, it's rather late at the moment, so I'm going to actually save the game and end this part right here. I realise it's slightly less than 2 hours, and yes, you know, we're still going. So this will actually end up being like a 3-parter scenario. But hey-ho. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry about the weird abrupt ending to part 1. Part 2 has just been recorded straight away. Part 3 will have to be recorded at a later date. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.